Welcome back to Safe Space with Kira Graves. My name is Kira Graves. I am your host for this evening. This podcast, if you are new here, it's pretty much all about my healing journey, the lessons I'm learning, and how we can grow and evolve as human beings on this crazy, wild Earth school. I believe that Earth is a school, and we came here for a purpose. I think each of us has an individual purpose, but one of my purposes is sharing love, sharing divine wisdom, and bringing us back to our authentic selves. In me rediscovering who my authentic self is, I share my journey in hopes that it helps you. Today, I want to talk about the one block that you may be having to manifesting, because personally, I just went through this block. You know, there's so much advice out there on manifesting, right? But there's one thing that I was missing that was actually blocking me from getting what I wanted, and I will share that with you today. First of all, I want to say that your manifestations are possible, that you have more power than you think you do, and you have more control over your life than you think you do, okay? We are brought up believing that we have to give our power away, and that's the only choice, right? Even as babies, we have no choice but to give our power away, right? Like, we rely on other people to make decisions for us. But what's beautiful about growing up is that we finally have that authority and control over our own lives. We don't need anyone else to meet our needs. We can meet our own needs and more. We can design the life that we've always dreamed of. We can design a reality that is more fulfilling and more joyous than maybe what we've experienced in the past. You are not subject to the life that you've lived in the past. And by past, I mean yesterday, I mean 10 years ago, I mean your childhood. You do not have to continue living that same life. You can start again. You can start over and choose what you want to see in your life. I guess I'll start this episode off with a little personal story of mine. So, like I said in a previous episode, Lauren and I, my wife and I, have been wanting to move away from the city because it's extremely overstimulating and we've been losing our fucking minds over here. Mainly just move away from the hectic and busy area that we're living in now. We almost got a place that was like in a suburb a couple hours from here, but we got declined at the last minute. And when that happened, I knew it was the universe being like, girl, this is not for you. Rethink, get clearer on what you actually do want. Sometimes when we have a vague image of where we want to go, the universe kind of just gives us stuff that isn't exactly what we wanted. So with manifesting, you got to get really, really fucking clear on your intentions. And mainly, not so much even like the physical reality that you want to see, but the internal feeling that you want to feel. So whenever you're manifesting, focus more on how you want to feel versus external circumstances, because we can't always control external circumstances. We can definitely manifest whatever we fucking want, but the most important thing is knowing how we want to feel on the inside. Because we could be like, okay, let's say my manifestation is I want to live in a bigger place. So let's just give this example. I want to live in a bigger home. Let's say that's your only goal. And maybe the only intention for that is you want more space, okay? But you're not clear on how do I want to feel in this space? What do I want to do in this space? What kind of energy is this space going to bring me? Then you might find yourself manifesting a bigger place, but maybe there's issues that you weren't expecting. Maybe it actually doesn't help your state of mind, right? So the main thing when we do want to manifest something is getting clear on that feeling place. And when we do our manifestations, and visualization. So we could do this in a guided meditation. We could do this just daydreaming, right? I love to daydream. I've always been a daydreamer. When you're daydreaming, just picture everything you're seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching. So focus on your 5 senses. When you immerse yourself in that visualization, pay close attention to those 5 senses. What are you feeling? What are you smelling? So for example, let's say you're trying to manifest a bigger place, but maybe it's more than that. Maybe you actually want to feel safe. Maybe you don't feel safe where you are right now. Me. So visualizing and getting in that feeling state and in that vibration of that feeling. So you want to feel safe. So what does safety mean to you? Maybe that means quiet. Maybe that means, you have loved ones around you. Maybe that means you have a warm, cozy space where if you're feeling overstimulated, you can go and relax. Maybe it means there's plants everywhere. Whatever safety looks like to you and feels like to you, visualize it. Get in the feeling state of it. Back to my own personal story. I didn't end up moving to this new place, and I'm really glad in retrospect, looking back, that we didn't get approved for it because 1, we'd be isolated from all of our friends. 2, we would be far away from work opportunities. 3, we would be paying much more rent than we would have wanted to. And 4, the resources that we need wouldn't have necessarily been available to us in that city. So ever since I got declined for that house, I've been thinking about, okay, what do I actually want? Because obviously it wasn't in that house. But before I could manifest, and here's where the rest of the story comes in. Before I could manifest another possible place to move into, I had been called to focus on gratitude. Think about it, right? Our life right now is a gift. We have so many gifts and so many things that our past self would have been so grateful and happy to have. But sometimes since we have it, we become used to it and we lose that gratitude for what we have in the now. So what I was being called to do by my spirit guides was to look at my life now and look at all of the things that I'm grateful for, and also all of the things about my current situation that I want to bring to my future situation. So I do feel safe in my apartment. Do I feel safe in the area? Not necessarily, but I want to bring that feeling of safety to my future apartment. So I've been trying to do gratitude journaling every single morning to kind of get me in the headspace to program my mind to start to pick out the things that I'm grateful for throughout my day. So for example, I am actually really fucking grateful that I have a friend group here in Toronto. So I'm really glad that I didn't move to town that's far away. And so lately I've been focusing on feeling grateful for my friends here. I've been buying more plants. I've kind of gone a little ham into buying plants lately. I think it's maybe a new special interest of mine, but lately I've been learning about plants and wanting to incorporate more plants into my space because that brings positive energy and it's something for me to take care of, something for me to put my love into. And plants are like projects, kind of, right? You have to have a certain upkeep with plants. You have to check in with them, see how they're doing. Do they need more water? Do they need less light? Do they need more light? Are they too cold? Right? So I've been buying a lot of plants, and that was one of the things that I wanted in my future home was more plants. That's been making me really happy. So long story short, this gratitude practice has been integral to manifesting a place that is more aligned with me, a place that is my dream home. Because the universe won't give you a gift if you're not appreciating the gifts you already have. Because what's the point of giving you another thing that you won't be grateful for, that you won't enjoy thoroughly. Being grateful is honestly just like being present with something and enjoying it. Sometimes we're on like a wild goose chase to just keep accomplishing and achieving more and more and more and more and gaining more accolades and gaining more success, that we actually get lost in that cycle sometimes, and we lose sight of all of the things we've already accomplished, all of the things we already have, all of the beauty that already surrounds us. And so when we move into the new place, or when we get the manifestation we want, nothing's going to change. Our mindset's still going to be the same. We're not going to be grateful for it. And we're going to keep wanting more and more and more, and nothing is going to satisfy us. Do you see where I'm coming from here? So the importance of gratitude in the present has really played a part in actually finding a new place. Back to my story. My mom and I premiered a film that we wrote and directed a couple weeks ago, and my mom's friend came to support. And when we were talking at the end of the premiere, she was like, my family actually has a bunch of rentals that we upkeep and we take care of, and we rent out to people. And there's actually one that's going vacant soon. It's in a beautiful old house. It's in a quiet neighborhood of Toronto. There's a backyard, there's a garden, there's trees, there's a balcony, there's more space, there's more rooms, and there's so much character to the apartment. So Lauren and I went to go see it, and we honestly weren't expecting anything. We went from a place of like feeling grateful for our current apartment and being like open to whatever happens, right? Not feeling attached to the outcome, right? Just going into it with an open mind and open heart and being like, you know what? We met up with my mom's friend for a reason. She told us about this place for a reason. Let's just go see. No strings attached. And look what happened. We walked in that place and we were like just in love. It was exactly what we were looking for. Okay. I just can't contain my excitement right now. So it's like the universe needed me to feel grateful and feel not attached to anything happening, to being okay with me staying in this place, in order for us to find the place that we actually really love. And notice how I said we were detached from anything happening, right? We were detached from needing to move out. We became secure in staying here if we needed to, right? We found the beauty in staying here if we needed to. We looked at the blessings that we already have in our current place. And then look what popped up. And this, I find, happens in every area of my life with whatever I want to manifest. So let's bring it over to career. I've always been a workaholic. I've always had that mentality that like nothing is never enough. Like the more I achieve, I still don't feel satisfied because I don't think that what I do is ever enough. So there came to a point in my career where I had to look back on what I've actually accomplished and realize, holy fuck, I've done a lot. I've accomplished a lot. I am so fucking proud of myself. I am so fucking grateful of my past self for manifesting this for me. And once I did that practice on a regular basis and started giving myself the gratitude, giving myself the love, more career opportunities came in. I booked the dream acting role of my fucking life. A 1950s period piece revolving around a gay storyline, shooting in Toronto, and I was a recurring character. It's called Fellow Travelers, by the way, and if you want to check it out, it's on Paramount Plus. And when I manifested it, it wasn't something that I needed because I felt satisfied with what I had accomplished already. But it's a bonus. The universe gives you these blessings when you least expect it and when you're detached from it. When you're satisfied with everything you've done and you're just feeling good, you're vibrating at a high frequency, you're vibrating with gratitude and love, and you're thankful for yourself, and you're proud of how far you've come already. So sometimes I think we can have a blockage in manifesting when we're not present and grateful for what we have in the now. But once we do make that easy shift, right? Whether it's the 5-minute journal, which I've probably talked about before, you can buy it on Amazon. It's like 3 things. It's like a book. It's a pre-made book. There's prompts already in it. You wake up, you write down 3 things you're grateful for. And then right before you go to bed, you write down 3 great things that happened that day. And just the simple act of writing down those 3 things takes 5 minutes, 5 minutes a day. You will see your life start to change if you start doing that. I don't have the 5-minute journal currently, but I'm just like jotting things down in my journal every morning. I try to every morning. Sometimes I forget. But the more I do that practice, the more I actually find little moments of gratitude throughout my day without even thinking about it too much. So when you program your brain to focus on gratitude, you're going to be out doing something, and then all of a sudden this is going to hit you, the feeling of, holy shit, like this is an awesome moment. I'm so grateful for this moment. Sometimes it can be hard to find things we're grateful for. I've been there. I've been in headspaces where nothing is making me happy, in which I don't think anything is working out for me, in which I don't think there's any blessings in my life. But even in those moments, there are things that we have that maybe other people don't have. Running water through our taps, clean running water, right? Like, think about how much of a miracle that is, how much of a blessing that is. An endless supply of water just with a turn of the knob. That's crazy. Thinking about, how many people I live in Toronto, how many people in Toronto are sleeping outside in the cold. It's December. It's like starting to get like in the negatives, and people don't have a home. People don't have heating. They could die out there, and many people do die every single winter here in Toronto because they don't have a home. And just the fact of like having a home, having heat so I don't die at night when I'm sleeping, like, just think about that for a second. Like, we are so blessed because so many people increasingly don't have that. The poverty rate is on the rise, and I know a lot of you may have financial troubles right now. I've had to face a lot of jarring realities lately in terms of financing for myself as well. I'm pretty sure we're going through like a recession. Like, we're kind of going through like a second Great Depression. And so we got to count our blessings at this time. We are even so blessed to just be here, right? Together. For you to have a device to even watch this on, for you to have the money to pay for the Wi-Fi or the data that you're using to watch this video. Maybe the headphones. Those are things right now that you can write down or just think about. Like, those are things that I have that other people don't have, and I'm grateful for that. And the more you focus on that, the more it's going to just grow. It's just, the blessings are going to grow. Once you focus on those small things and be grateful for those things, it's a ripple effect to more and more and more abundance. Take a deep breath with me right now. Ready? Inhale. And let it out with a sigh. You are so blessed. You are more blessed than you even know. Right now, I want you to think of one thing in your day that you're grateful for. I'll do the same thing. I am grateful that I have groceries in my fridge. I am grateful that I never have to go without food. Food is like one of my favorite things in this life ever. So knowing that like I can just go to my fridge and there's food in there. I got some blueberries. I got some toast. I have some like Amy's burritos. I got some lettuce. I can make a salad. Like, I'm so grateful. And I'm also so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you for tuning in every week, for listening to me and sharing your energy with me. I can feel it every time I record. I have you in mind watching me. So I know it's a cliche. I know it might feel silly. I know it might feel mundane. I know it might feel stupid to think about things you're grateful for, right? But please, just for me, comment below one thing you're grateful for, even if it's the simplest thing, even if it's the sunshine, even if it's the air, the oxygen that you breathe. Just one thing, okay? And your extra thing is to start gratitude journaling. If you want to honestly feel more fulfilled in your daily life and feel a little bit happier, I think it boosts my mood every morning to do that. Because lately, bitch, I've been feeling existential as fuck. Like with all the shit going on in the world right now, it's so much. So yeah, doing that morning gratitude journaling it starts my day in a good way, in a positive way. Not going on social media, not looking at the news. What we need is to raise the vibration of the world. Because in us doing our inner work, it affects everyone on this planet. Self-healing and self-love affects the collective consciousness. So us raising our vibrations raises the vibrations of the planet. So if you can do anything to help the world, I know we all have a lot of empathy for what's going on right now. If you feel helpless and feel like you can't do anything to help, the one thing you can do is control your own vibration. And I'm not saying don't feel the dark emotions. Please do. Honestly, do your shadow work. Go into those fears. Go into the darkness just for a little while, because as soon as you shed light on the darkness, as soon as you shed the light of awareness on darkness, you illuminate it. Darkness is not bad. It's just as valuable as light. However, if you resonate in that darkness for too long, it can start to affect your overall energy, right? It can start to make you feel depressed. It can start to give you more anxiety. There's so much cruelty and fucked up shit going on in Gaza and in other places in the world and in people's own homes, right? So if you do have loved ones that are alive and, are just a phone call away, call them up, text them, tell people that you love them, because a lot of people don't have that privilege. Hug your friends, hug your family, hug your pet. Feel grateful for the relationships in your life, people that are still with you, your resource to food, your resource to a house, clean water, a non-war-torn country. So I know this world can feel really heavy right now, and trust me, I am feeling the heaviness so much. I'm such an empath too. Like there's so much heaviness, and especially around the holidays, it's just a hard time for a lot of us. And it's okay to recognize that, and it's okay to not feel okay. Just know that everything is temporary. If we can be grateful for the here and now, that's all we can do to make our reality a little bit brighter. And with that is the end of this episode. I really hope you got something from this. Please let me know what you're grateful for in the comments below. There's so much good you can do with your life. And there's so much light you can bring to this world. Just by you being your authentic self and you healing, you doing your inner work, you even listening to this podcast, you are bringing light to this world. Do anything you can to bring your light into any situation. I love you. I will see you next week. And, or I guess in 2 weeks, because I think I'm going to be doing bi-weekly episodes. And then in between that, I think I'm going to post a regular YouTube video. So if you don't already follow me on YouTube, check me out. Take care of yourselves. Mwah.